farmers have got all the spuds out of this field. What would we do without spuds, eh? We're just about to set up the irrigation for that field of sugar beet. Anyway, I come to one of my sites here to check the level in the septic tank. I found a load of wasps. Not quite sure what's going on though. I mean, I didn't think that wasps build their nests out of the ground, but I don't want to get too close for obvious reasons, but looks like the wasps here have built their nest under the ground and someone's come and dug it up. And they're feverishly trying to recover what they can from that bit there by the looks of it. So someone's dug up this nest and don't know whether they've been eating it or what. Curious. Anyway, I'm not going to hang around for too long. I don't want to get stung to buggery. We've been having another little bit of a dig here. I've seen a little muntjac deer in here before now, but would a badger do that? I don't think a rabbit would do that, so quite what's been going on there I don't know, because I didn't know that wasps built their nests underground sometimes. I thought they were always above ground, so don't know what's been going on there. Very curious. Crack and drop the stuff, Adnams. Well, against my better judgment, I'm going to give the ticket machine at Woodbridge Station another go. See if I can print out my tickets for tomorrow. I've got to get up at an unearthly hour and I'm not a morning person, so if I can get me tickets in my hand tonight, that'll be one less thing to worry about. Anyway, I'll go and give it a go. This is why we live in Suffolk, folks. It's not that late, it's only 6:30. Here's the main station. There's no one here. Isn't it brilliant? I've learned something really big today. Well, something I've sort of known all my life, but you see everyone else going about their daily business and walking around with a smile on their face. You don't know what they're carrying around. I had a little chat with that guy over there using the ticket machine. I got here because I'm travelling tomorrow, but I'm quite neurotic about being late for things and planning things and getting things done in time. So I laughed to him. I said, I came here the other day and the ticket machine wouldn't work, and I'm not travelling until tomorrow morning. A bit rickety. And I said, but I'd like to get my tickets the day before, and he said, yeah, so do I. I said, well, I'll try the machine. And if it doesn't work, because it wasn't working the other day, remember? I said, I'll try the machine. If it doesn't work, that's only me stuff, not you. And he laughed. And it's the second time today I've met someone just like me. I had to meet someone at work that I don't normally deal with. He's a lovely chap. And I saw him the other day. He wasn't feeling too good, so he'd had a couple of days off work, so the meeting went ahead today. And there's some people coming, this is a bit personal, so I'll pause it for a minute. Anyway, so I met this guy at work and had a bit of a chat. And I asked him quite candidly about, you know, the little medical problem he's got and is he feeling better and this, that and the other, and just that sort of connection there he obviously wanted to talk about something. So these buildings are new. So we started talking just about general things, and he mentioned sort of marital problems and things like that. And I was completely honest with him and sort of spilt my guts to him about various bits and bobs. And he's got just the same problems as me, just the same problems as a lot of people out there. And we had a real good heart to heart, and I reckon we were talking for what, about an hour? About this, that and the other.
I'll take a rope across. I think I have one side. I think if we go corner to corner like that, it'll be most. You need a rope to me and then a rope to you.
To me, to you. Long live the Chuckle Brothers. So anyway, I don't know what to say about it really, because I don't want to break his confidence, and I don't want to spill the beans about my problems too much, because it's, you know, meant to be a bit of a light-hearted YouTube channel this, but it's good to talk, I think is what I'm trying to say. You know, you think you're the only person in your boat, metaphorical thing to say, but I think sometimes you just sort of naturally connect with someone, and you look in their eyes and you can see that they're having the same kind of problems you are. So if you get the chance to talk to someone, or you get the chance to listen to someone's problems, and just take that time out and listen to them. And I don't know this guy very well, and that kind of made it easier, because he doesn't know me very well, I don't know him very well. We sort of compared notes really, and I'd really like to say it made me feel better, but about an hour and a half later I popped round to see my daughter. She was having PC problems, or laptop problems. We sorted that out, and while I was there, just one or two things sparked some thoughts and memories and feelings, and this wave of depression came crashing over me, which I'm at this moment trying to contain. And I know it will go. I know if I apply techniques that I've learnt, and I'm a bit mindful of the way I deal with intrusive thoughts and this, that and the other, then I feel better about myself in an hour or two. I've got my tickets for the train journey tomorrow, so I hope I feel better for that. This will sound stupid, but I've always been very brave and very gung-ho about all sorts of things, and I'm actually quite anxious about just going on the train from Ipswich to London tomorrow on my own and getting across London for my meeting, even though, you know, after the meeting I'm going to have some fun and do my own thing. So I think I've got to be honest with myself and realise that for some unknown reason this is quite a big step. Going to London tomorrow on my own and even print my tickets out. I've always been a really confident kind of guy who would go at the end of the world if someone said to me, well, you know, I've got a job for you to do on the North Pole, can you nip off and do it? And I'd go, yeah, no problem at all, mate. But things have caught up with me, and my mental health has got to a bit of a state where I wind myself up, fill myself with self-doubt, and I shouldn't do that really, because it's no big thing what I'm doing tomorrow. My ticket machine works, so that's a good sign. So I don't know what else I can say really. I'm going to walk on a little bit further. There's the tide mill under the bridge. Shirt here. Used to be a big pond out the back here. It might even be what turned into this marina here. And as the tide comes in, I suppose that's the tide pond there, look, directly behind it. And as the tide comes in, you let the pond fill up. And when the tide goes down, you let it out over the wheel, and that drives your machinery. That's a mix. I'm a bit sort of shot to bits today. Well, I am now. I don't know why. So, a bit of local history, a bit of tide mill history, a bit of mental health thrown in. So, I haven't walked this bit of the pathway for yonks. It's an odd video, this one, and I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what message I want to get across. Just that everyone's in the same boat. We all have the same insecurities. We all have the same problems, core beliefs perhaps which we've carried with us all our life, which aren't necessarily true. Perhaps I'm brewing up for a midlife crisis. I'm trying to think of a good metaphor. But that's what we are. Just boats bobbing along. And sometimes the water's calm. And sometimes it's rough. Not particularly manic or anything silly like that, but I just thought I'd do a little post when I get this, so you can see what I'm like when I get, I don't know if it's depression or anxiety or a panic attack, but it's just another water analogy, just this feeling of something crashing over me and dragging me down to a point where I don't know if I'll float, but I always do. And perhaps that's the message I need to give you, that when the storm is crashing over your head, you don't know if you're going to float, you just have to hang in there and try and learn something from your feelings. Don't dwell on them for too long, but and go for a walk and talk. I'm talking to you now, and it's making me feel better already. I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow morning at Ipswich train station. I'll take you with me, go down to London, we'll see one or two things. And if I have a little panic, then I'll film it and we can all see just how fucked up we all are. Sorry for the expletive, but that's how I feel. I think we're all in the same boat. Anyway, hopefully I can turn left at some point here, make my way back up the road. I'm pretty sure that's a bit of artwork sticking out of the mud there. A crab claw. I'm sort of down towards Melton, part of Woodbridge now. And just over there on the other bank is Sutton Hoo, where the Anglo-Saxon King of England was buried. So that's funny how somewhere like Woodbridge has gone from, I suppose, the capital of England down to a little town again. Remember, look both ways. Train track will be taking me to London tomorrow. I don't feel any happier for the little walk, but I do kind of feel less panicky. not to get run over. So I just thought I'd share that with you, because I don't want you to think that because I'm always on here and I'm always laughing and smiling that life is rosy. We all have our moments. I suppose this building here is another example of what I'm talking about. I dropped my daughter off the other Sunday night and I came back here and there's a load of men in a flatbed van pulling air conditioning units off the side of the building. And I thought, are they nicking the aircon units? You know, they're going to scrap them or whatever, or reuse them. I thought, well, no, that can't be true. Another quick dash across the road. I thought, well, no, it's still light, so they're being bloody brazen about it, if they are. And what it was is that building company in Woodbridge has gone out of business. So obviously they'd put the aircon in for that chap, and he'd never paid them, so they were salvaging what they could. But from the outside, you could have looked at the owner of that building and thought to yourself, well, he's doing all right for himself, he's got no worries. But he's actually £1 million in hock to suppliers, customers, this, that and the other, and you might think, well, he's a private limited company, so, you know, we'll just write that debt off and move on. But he owes the Inland Revenue £120,000, and when you owe the Inland Revenue, or HM and Customs I suppose you call them, that sort of money, problems like that don't always disappear overnight, so be content with what you've got, I suppose. And poor people who are employed, who haven't got a job now, they're in stuck, didn't they? You can always find someone worse off than you. You don't have to look too far. See, that's the true thing. So there's the sign. That's where we started. My little anxiety attack. I still feel the depression there. I feel a bit doom laden and a bit down. But the panic's gone now for having a little walk and a talk to you. Thanks for listening. And who knows, I might jump out of bed at 5 tomorrow morning full of beans. And that's why I think the older I get, the less I know. That's another truth. One thing I will say, which doctors will probably disagree with, is that emergency cigar I've had hidden in my van. Get out here, don't want to break the law. Certainly helps a little bit, even though I've cut right down on smoking. I think you're allowed to give yourself a treat, and that's my little get out of jail free card. Anyway, I'm starting to feel a bit calmer now, so see you all later. See you in the morning, I expect, bright and early, 5 o'clock. All right. I can't leave you like that, can I? I'll lift the spirits with a little song at the end of my post. And when I'm feeling down, I find the Muppets always cheer me right up. So I hope you enjoy this. Excuse the singing. This looks familiar, vaguely familiar. Almost unreal yet, it's too soon to feel yet. close to my soul and yet so far away. I'm going to go back there someday. Sunrise, night falls, sometimes the sky calls. Is that a song there, and do I belong there? I've never been there, but I know the way. I'm going to go back there someday. Come and go with me, it's more fun to share. We'll both be completely at home in midair. We're flying, not walking, on featherless wings. We can hold on to love like invisible strings. There's not a word yet for old friends who've just met. Part heaven, part space, or have I found my place? You can just visit, but I plan to stay. I'm going to go back there someday. To go